Hey guys, sorry I'm getting this video to you so late. I kind of thought I already did this, but I guess I didn't. So here we go, multiplicative inverse. Oh, before we get started on this, I want you to know that on Edulastic I have already posted all of the things, and it will include this lesson. So watch this lesson. If you don't get it, do it again. And then I also posted the homework for this. So use the homework as practice. Do the assessment after. I'll repeat that in an email, but I just need you to know that. Okay, so the multiplicative inverse basically is of another number of the product of the number is 1. So the multiplicative inverse of a number is the same as the reciprocal of the number. So multiplicative inverse means reciprocal. Reciprocal. And that means 3 over 2 becomes 2 over 3. 1/3 becomes 3 over 1, or just 3. 4 becomes 1/4. Okay, these are all reciprocals or multiplicative inverses. So when we are solving for a variable, we need to use these. So real quick, on this, I'm just going to go through the odd numbers so that you don't have to watch a 40-minute video. And then I'll even cut it out in here. So here we go. Okay, write the multiplicative inverse for each term. So 9. 9 is the same thing as 9 over 1, which means that the multiplicative inverse would be 1/9. I'm just flipping the numerator and the denominator. I'm switching it. That's what the multiplicative inverse is. That's what that means, or reciprocal. Okay, same thing. 3/4 will be 4/3. 1/5 will be 5, because 5 over 1 is 5. 10, you can pretend that 10 is 10 over 1. Flip it, and you get 1/10. Okay. Sticking with my odd numbers here, use the multiplicative inverse to solve each equation. 2/3 times x equals 10. So what I'm going to do here, I'll do this in this color. 2/3 x equals 10. I'm going to use my multiplicative inverse here, and I'm going to multiply 3 over 2. That cancels this part out. It makes it 1. So all I'm left with is 1x. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do it to the other as well. If I multiplied the left side by 2/3, I need to multiply this side by 2/3. 10 times 3 halves. 10 times 3 halves is 10 times 3 is 30. 1 times 2 is 2. And I'm left with 15. 30 halves simplifies to 15. And I can check my answer by plugging this 15 into this x here. So now I have 2/3 times 15 over 1. 15 times 2 is 30. 3 times 1 is 3. 30 thirds. How many times does 3 go into 30? 10 times. And there it is, 10. Okay. I'm going to skip number 20 because I'm doing odd numbers today. I'm going to rewrite this to be 3/4 x equals 18. Okay. Multiplicative inverse, because I want to get this x all by itself. So I'm going to multiply it by 4/3. There we are. Whatever I do to one side, I need to do to the other. There we are. These go away because 4/3 times 3/4 is 1, so I'm left with x. 18 times 4 is 32, 4, 5, 6, 7, 72. Don't forget, we have over 1, and we need to multiply 1 and 3 together for my denominator, and that's 3. How many times does 3 go into 72? If you said 9, you are correct. And we can check our answer by plugging this 9 back into the x. You should always do this. Don't skip this step. You have not had enough practice with these numbers to be skipping this step. When you get into high school and you get into college and you've done all of the practice, then you can skip this step. And even then, I don't think any of my math high school teachers would tell you that that was okay to skip this step. You always want to make sure that your numbers are accurate. So 3/4 times 9 over 1. This should equal 18. Let's find out. 9 times 3 is 27. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 goes into 27 18 times. So the answer is the answer is not 18. The answer is 9. Okay. Oops. I didn't mean to draw that. Okay. So now we're going to be solving some equations. This is using what you learned in lesson 16 and in this lesson. So this one, I'm not going to solve this one for you because it's an even number, but just remember I would subtract both sides by 39 because I have a plus 39 that I'm starting with. Okay. We're going to do multiplicative inverse here. I can either do, so this is fun, and this is kind of what I've been teaching you this all year long, and I hope that this is stuck. When we do multiplicative inverses or inverses in general, I can either multiply this by 1/6 or I can divide it by 6. They are the same thing. Again, multiplying this by its inverse is the same thing as dividing by 6. Both of these are the same. Okay? So, I didn't mean to use black here. Oh, boo. There we go. Okay. I'm going to multiply or divide this by 6 or multiply by 1/6 so I can get this x all by itself. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do it to the other side of the equation. I'm left with x equals 18 over 6. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 3. I can plug 3 into this x. 6 times 3 is 18. It's true, so that is my answer. Okay, good. This one, I'm not going to give you the answer. I just want you to know that this is minus 17, so we need to do the opposite to it to get this x all by itself. So you would add 17 to this side. Okay. 25. So this is 1/3 x equals 2. So I need to do the inverse of that. I can either divide this by 1/3, right? Divide by 1/3. I'm sorry. Yep, that's right. Nope, I'm correct. Or multiply by 3. These are the same things. What I'm saying is the same. If I multiply by 3, that's the same thing as if I divide this by 1/3. Because then I just flip this to make it multiplication, right? Okay. Same thing. I'm just trying to get rid of this. So I just need to do the opposite. Times 3 gets x all by itself. Whatever I do to one side, I need to do to the other side. So now I have 2 times 3 is 6. If I plug, I'm going to erase all of this now. If I plug this 6 into this 1/3, I should get 2. Let's try. Times 6 over 1 equals 6 over 3. How many times does 3 go into 6? 2 times. 2 is my answer. Okay, great. Skipping number 26. Okay, this one. This will be on your test. I want you to pay attention to this. It's really, really important that you watch what I'm doing. X over 9 divided by 8 is the exact same thing as 1/9 x. all I'm doing is I'm putting this x up here. Oh my gosh, I could not have made that sloppier. I'm sorry. These are the same things. So all I have to do is multiply by the inverse, which is 9 over 1. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. These cancel out. I'm left with x equals 8 times 9 is 72. And then if I plug that in, it will come out with 8. Okay, that's the easy part. The more difficult part is putting this into word problems, right? This is asking you to write a division or multiplication equation. It is asking you to use the equation to solve. Okay, so this is 276 people are seated in 12 identical rows for a performance. Oh, no, this is a even number, sorry. And actually, I'm only going to do numbers 29 and 31 on this. Okay. A $20 t-shirt is on sale for 1/10 off. I'm going to highlight. How much money will Sierra save if she buys the sale on shirt? Let D be the number of dollars. Okay, so it's a $20 shirt. And she gets this much off. So we multiply. She'll pay this much money. So she'll end up paying sorry, 20 over 2. Oh, that's how much she'll save. She'll save $2. So is that what it's asking, or how much will she save? Yep, it is asking for how much she saved. Whew, I did it right. She will save $2. So let's write that. She will save $2. Exclamation point. Okay. A spring is 6 centimeters long, which is 3/8 as long as, that means multiply, as long as it can be stretched. How far can the string be stretched? Let D be the distance in centimeters. Okay, so we would do 6 times 3/8 equals D for distance. D is equal to 6 times 3 is 18. 1 times 8 is 8. I can simplify this to, did I do that right? Yep. I can simplify this to 9/4. And that's as far as it can go. Unless I wanted to put it in a mixed number, right? It can be stretched to 9/4 centimeters. Excellent. Okay. This is good if you want to check your answers. I'll put the answers up for you, or I can give it to, I'll give you the video for Miss Billman, but I'm not going to go through this with you right now. If you don't understand this, it is really, really important that you ask for help. I can't stress that enough to you. This is really, really important, and you're going to need this for the next unit, Unit 7. Good luck on your assessment. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you later.